Welcome back to Schmoedown All Access. This week we got a great panel of guests, some newbies who haven't been on this show before. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Two great matches we're talking about. Very excited. First up, we got somebody you've seen play over here at Jack of All Trivia before. He's played in the IG League a couple of times. It is Brooks, the baby daddy, Blevins.
That's me. That's me. Thanks for having me, little boat. I've been wanting to get on this for a while, and I'm glad we could finally make it happen.
Yeah. And yeah, we got a good panel. And somebody newer to the community here, Ty. How are you feeling, man? And I think you are frozen.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. So, yeah, so we will get back to how you're feeling once that stops happening. So we'll just jump into the match, and then we'll get our thoughts in. So first up, we have Harris brothers, Lon and John Harris versus Critically Acclaimed. This is a match that I was very excited for. These are two guys who really know their kind of whole eras of film. So I was very excited to see how this was going to go. So it starts out. Match starts out, and Critically Acclaimed does their thing of the big intros, and they do this really cool kind of homage to the door scene in Monsters, Inc. Really fun. And then Harris Bros come out to the Seventh Seal type theme, and in the costumes of the Seventh Seal. And first round goes pretty well for both of them, both teams scoring 12 points by the end of the first round. Lon scoring a little more points than John, getting a perfect round, actually. So both teams playing very well. Brooks, what were your thoughts leading into the match, who you thought was going to win, and your thoughts on round one in general?
Yeah, leading into the match, I remember when Critically Acclaimed kind of first came about. I thought that they were going to be, because I didn't know a whole lot about Whitney at the time, and when they introduce a new player like that, there's a lot of anticipation that surrounds them when they first enter the league. And so, but then the Harris brothers during the during the corruption tournament had such a good run. So I knew that going into the match was going to be a pretty tough match down to the wire. And then going through first round, I thought that the Harris brothers were going to be able to, pull it out all the way to the end because of Lon. I thought Lon was going to be able to carry him because I think he's just, you see the way that he plays. He has so much knowledge that I think, there's a lot of intimidation that comes along with him being in the ring. So going after round one, I really thought that the Harris brothers were gonna really gonna take it all the way. Yeah, I think that Ty just came back in. There we go.
Okay, Ty's back. There we go.
Yeah. Apparently my phone overheated, so it may wind up happening again. So it'll be an in and out situation.
Okay, no worries. That's fine. Happens every once in a while. Brooks, were you finished? You have more to say?
Yeah. No, I was done.
Okay, yeah. So Tyler, we were just kind of talking about the round one. What?
What?
Oh, I thought you said something. Sorry.
No.
So yeah, we were just talking about the round one of Harris Bros versus Critically Acclaimed. So who did you think was going to win? What were your thoughts? Kind of everything building up, and your thoughts on round one as a whole.
Well, let's see. That's the thing. I was expecting this match to be pretty good, though. So, regardless, and opening from the way they opened up, and I will say the opener. I don't think we ever. I'm guessing you already talked about it, but
well, we didn't talk about it too much yet. But you can get into it because you really brought it up. But yeah, get into it.
Yeah, especially for Critically Acclaims. Even though I understood that Harris Brothers had a tough follow up with that, but it was a simple but effective one on that with the whole thing with the. Why am I blanking the movie? I know it. Oh, I hate when
Monsters Inc. or Seventh Seal.
Well, I guess that it was Seventh Seal, but I think I was thinking Monty Python too. But
yeah, no, it was supposed to be an homage to Seventh Seal. That's why Lon was in like the cloak, like the devil or death, I guess. And then John was dressed as the knight. So it was supposed to be an homage to Seventh Seal. Now Brooks is gone. So this is just going great. And now my computer's frozen. I'm not sure if that's me or if that's you, Ty. I'm not sure if I'm actually live right now. This is great.
No, you're live. You're live.
Okay, I'm live. It's just that Ty is gone and so is Brooks. This is...
I'll jump in, even though I was doing stuff. Yeah, man.
Sorry, Haven. Haven Pendergast, surprise guest.
What's up, everyone? Happy to be here with my boy Little Boat. Yeah, man, this was, dude, these entrances, especially the critically acclaimed entrance, was just amazing. You know, the time it must have took to shoot all that, you know, having late to the party, you know, watching from their house, and they had all the little views of themselves, you know, almost like Inception, I guess, because the poster was there. That was awesome. You know, they made the little cameo on Screen Junkies. So it was amazing entrance. You know, they did the little Scooby-Doo thing where they were going back and forth into doors and stuff. So it was really cool, man. And you could tell tag team, and you could tell that this team was happy to be back together, because Bibbs and Siebel, man, when they get together, man, that's a hell of a team, man. Like, that's a scary team right there. They know their stuff. And the Harris brothers, they came out looking good. You know, they came out dressed nice, you know, and very impressive. You know, they put a lot of points on the board, and, you know, Lon Harris getting the perfect round. That was big time. You know, not to take Ethan Irwin. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, their opening was obviously an homage to the door scene from Monsters, Inc. You know, that's why that was the music was playing, and all that was meant to kind of be like the door scene from the end where they're going through all these different doors like that. But yeah, it was a very entertaining entrance. That Whitney and Bibbs always give a great entrance, you know, and I think Bibbs has really put a lot of effort into his entrances lately, especially. I think all of his last few entrances have just been killer entrances. Yeah. As far as the first round goes, they were both at 12 points. I think Lon was doing a little bit more heavy lifting than John here. Definitely with Lon getting the perfect round, I believe, or at least close to it. But I do believe that he did get a 100%. Yes, he did get a 100% perfect round.
Yep.
So, which meant that John actually, if he got 12 points, John only scored 3 points in total in the first round, which is something interesting to think about. So Lon was kind of carrying the team there. If John would have played to the quality that Lon did, they would have maybe beaten the Harris brothers. Who knows? I mean, the Harris brothers would have beaten the excuse me. Okay, Ty, glad to get you back in here. So you want to continue your thoughts on Harris Bros versus Critically Acclaimed Round 1?
Yes, I did definitely, like I said, with the entrance thing, that was it's just funny, especially the late to the party little thing that happened in that. Especially even seeing it even more so when you're actually watching late to the party's reaction. That's when it's even better.
Yeah.
But it was, and then as we already talked with the Seventh Seal thing with the Harris Brothers.
So who did you have winning?
Already made the match even more entertaining as it was before the match even started.
Yeah.
I do hear, did he come in and hear your points in terms of the in terms of what happened with the, and I do agree when it came to Harris, I think Lon's perfect round, I think, I guess.
Yeah. And I think you're frozen again, Ty. Well, this is just a really fun episode.
I'm here, brother.
What?
I said I'm here if you need me.
Yeah. Thank you, Haven. I'll always be my backup here.
Yeah, let me just mute my TV. So copyrights and shit.
Okay, so we'll just move on to talking about round 2 while we're waiting.
Number dos.
Yeah, round 2 started off with the Harris Bros going first, and they actually landed on the category of classics. And they did all right with classics, getting their 20 points, getting their score up to 20 points, so getting 8 points in total that round, which is actually the maximum. So they did very well with classics in that round. So then
if I'm not mistaken, didn't Bibbs get a steal in that one?
Maybe I'm wrong, but if they had 12 by the end of the round,
because there's 6 questions in the teams.
Oh yes, that's where I got confused. Excuse me.
Me too. I
thought there were only 4 questions. That's where I was.
That throws me off too. I always forget that in teams is 6, and then
so Bibbs did get a steal because it was 20-13 at the end. I'm just doing a great job hosting today. Just messing up facts and. But seriously, yeah. So Harris Bros were at 20, so they did pretty well overall with classics. But then it came to critically acclaimed, and Bibbs knows his Little Women trivia because they got the category of the 90s, and there was that really funny moment where there was a Little Women question, and Bibbs was just like, "Well, there are 2 actors that play her. Let me name both of them," because the question wasn't specific enough, proving that he knew the question. He just didn't know exactly what they were looking for. So at the end of round 2, going into round 3, critically acclaimed were up 4-20. So that round 2 really helped them there, gaining a lead of 4 points. So yeah, at the end of round 2, then 20-24. We're moving on now to round 3, which was a pretty short round.
Round 2.
What? Oh, I didn't get your thoughts in round 2. I'm sorry. I'm a little frazzled with everything going on. Haven.
It happens, brother. Don't stress it out too much, man. It's a good Sunday. It looks like you got nice sun coming your way. I got
No, it's actually very snowy out.
Oh shit!
It's just that this room is dark.
Look at that. Okay. No, we're live, so it happens, but we're doing good. We're doing well. I really like that both teams, they did the one spin and they kept it, They didn't, once the Harris brothers landed on classics, they were just like, yep, we'll take it. Very knowledgeable, man. The Harris brothers, when it comes to classics, like they're not a joke, they know what their strengths are, and once they got classics, they proved it. Bibbs was able to go in there and get a nice steal for 1 point. I think there was another one that they might have missed, the Harris brothers, but to come out with 20 points, that's not bad at all. To get 8 points in round 2, that was good. And then it was critically acclaimed's turn. They spun the wheel. They got 90s and they stuck to it, which I was like, okay. Bibbs looked at Cybo and so I was like, yeah, let's do it. So and I like the it's funny because when they're sitting next to each other, and the question is asked, the team standing right next to him with Cybo's, put his hand over here, but you can still hear him. So he's like, I think it's this, So it's like, I thought that was pretty funny. But both of these teams came to play, and it's just surprising because this match kind of mirrors the next match we'll talk about when it's like the first team, after round 1, one person has a nice lead, and then the second round kind of changes that up, So, you would think that Harris brothers getting the 13 points in the first round or 8 points, whatever, in the first round, then getting 8, to get them 20, you think that'll be enough to have a lead. But then you have critically acclaimed come in and pretty much sweep it, when it was their turn with their 6 questions. So, to get the 4-point swing like that was impressive, that critically acclaimed.
Yeah. Okay, Ty, since you're back, give us your thoughts, kind of finish up your thoughts quickly in round 1 and then move into what you thought about round 2.
Well, I don't have too many thoughts, I guess, that you guys probably wouldn't have already touched on. But yeah, especially with round 1 was fine. Round 2, I mean, of course, Harris brothers getting classics, not a surprise. Though of course, they weren't I don't know if they were thinking that much on it, since clearly critically acclaimed. Obviously, they know enough with classics, so strategically it wasn't probably the best, but it managed to fare, I guess, well enough. But I wish I could remember what critically acclaimed got for their spin.
90s.
Yeah, 90s.
Thank you. I should have remembered, because that's where I was going to.
Welp. So yeah, he should have remembered that his phone was about to overheat. Just kidding. But seriously, yeah. So Ty's having some technical issues with his phone overheating, but that's okay, because we will get back to talking about now round 3. Round 3 was very short. Critically acclaimed. Harris Bros got a question. First, it was to John, who provides the voice of the monster in 2016 on Monster Calls. John could not remember Liam Neeson. And then Lon Harris, in what film does Angelina Jolie play Colin Farrell's mother? Lon could not pull that. And then it was up to both of them to remember, name 2 of the other soldiers who get pinned down with Mark Wahlberg in Lone Survivor. And they just couldn't remember that one either. Emil Hirsch and Taylor Kitsch, a.k.a. the 2 white dudes that totally tanked a franchise. But seriously, I mean, John Carter and Speed Racer. But so yeah, that did win critically acclaimed the match. So they will be going up to face Rachel Cushing and Clark Wolf, also known as the Shire Wolves. And then at the very end, we got to see Andrew Guy confront Tom Dagnino or Bobby Finstock or Little Bobby or whatever you want to call him today, and say, hey, man, you should really join up with us. And then he's like, okay, well, I knew that wasn't going to happen, so I brought in Robert Meyer Burnett. And Robert Meyer Burnett, did his little thing, and we're going to be talking more about him when we talk about our next match, which hopefully when we go to talk about that, our whole panel will be back here, but who knows? The joys of live television. This is the same place where Tom Hanks once said the F word, so we're in good company. So Haven, thoughts on round 3 in the match in general?
Oh man, that was a tough round 3, man. I know I was talking to one of our international players here at Jack of All Trivia the other night, and he was mentioning that he didn't know the answer to the Monsters Call question because that movie didn't air in his country. Oh,
you can name drop. Was it Grant?
Yeah, it was Grant. Yeah. Which was which is surprising because he's not surprising, but sometimes we were discussing that. I don't know how we got into that. I think we were talking about the match. That's how. And then, I brought up that I was like, well, Ghostbusters, the female one didn't show in China because of ghosts, whatever. I said, but I was surprised because I was like, I said, nowadays, like every country, most of them, they have YouTube. I know we don't have any the Japanese players or Asian players from those countries playing in the league. So I don't know how their YouTube and stuff is affected over there. But that was surprising that he missed that question, the Monsters Call. I thought that was pretty easy. Vin Diesel was funny, answer.
It was Liam Neeson, not Vin Diesel. Oh, yes, Vin Diesel. That's what you're saying.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Which is a good guess because the Iron Giant and also Groot.
The Iron Giant and Groot. Yeah. I was surprised he missed that one because even if you just watch the trailer, you kind of know about it. It's just that it's the same thing when we were talking. It's just that so many movies come out so rapidly now that you could watch a movie and forget about it in a year or two because there's so many movies. So that one, I was surprised he missed that one. When it came to Lon Harris's 3-pointer, I'm surprised he missed that one. That 5-pointer was tough, though. I had no clue. I couldn't think of anybody. I guess their guesses were, as good as any guess I would have got, but I was just surprised that they got swept. And in round 3 from, having a great round 1 and a great round 2 for them to just get swept in round 3 and critically acclaimed just with another TKO, man. Now the #1 contenders, and I can't wait for that match, man. That match is gonna be on fire. You know, them against the Shire Wolves. Holy crap, that's gonna be top-notch match.
Yeah, agreed with that. The thing I was trying to say when I was consistently getting cut off, and hopefully it's not going to do the overheat again. It probably will in a minute. Was when it came to that one question that Critical Acclaim had ended things off, and then the consistent, even more so with Mark Ellis, consistent references going even into round 3 and then ending off, and then whatever chance he can to promote Van Halen, he will. Just and so yeah, that was though. Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, I do agree. It's going to be a good matchup between Shire Wolves and Critical Acclaim when it comes down to it. So
yeah,
can't wait to get this thing off for when we talk about the next match.
Yeah.
Well, you want to talk about that end credit scene? You just have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, with Guy and
Gucci
and Burnett. Yeah. Or I guess he's gone again.
All right, I'll talk about it. That was I liked it. I liked the camera angle. You know, when they did that. You know, really unique, nice. You know, you see Bobby Gucci trying to make deals on his phone, and then Guy just come around the corner, sees him, you know, and starts talking to him, and he's like, "What's up, man? Gucci and Guy, what do you think?" And he's like, nah, you know. He's like, "Nope, I'm sticking with my boys." So then he brings in Robert Byron Burnett, and those two guys just talking back and forth. Like, "Yeah, man, you burned my shit." You know, like, you know, he's like, "Oh, you got my thing," because he burnt his mask. He's like, "Yeah, you burned my mask." I thought that was fun. I'm really enjoying seeing Robert Meyer Burnett back. He's been gone for a long time. To see them play up from the ending of last season, season 5, where he was the last thing you've seen, and then now, you know, his involvement now. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah. So I think I'm excited to see Robert Meyer Burnett back, because that guy just had this energy that was really entertaining. It was really fun to see him kind of be this big heel, and it's just a lot of fun to see him back. I'm glad that he's back. It's going to be very entertaining. I think I'm very excited to see what he's going to do, especially now that we know what we'll talk about when we talk about the next match in just a few seconds here, because he's got now this big faction forming that's going to be very, very, very interesting, and I think it's a lot of fun to see. So yeah, it was overall a good match. I had Critically Acclaimed winning that one, and I turned out to be pretty right, because I think John is just a little too weak of a player. I think Lon is very talented, and you get somebody who like really knows his stuff. I think Lon can really be a formidable thing in the teammate, especially you pair him up with somebody that maybe, like, honestly, I was so excited for Lon Harris and JTE. That was a team that I was so excited for, because they had such different strengths, but they also, because they worked together at Screen Junkies, it felt like they were going to have good chemistry, because that's really the two things that you need. Three things really that you need. You need that basic trivia knowledge that you really need to succeed. You need chemistry with your teammate, and you need the ability to really kind of cover your teammates' weaknesses. Those are really the three most important things to having a good teammate. And really, I think JT would have been all three of those things for Lon Harris, but sadly, circumstances out of JT or Lon Harris's control prevented them from being that team, but I would have loved to see that team.
Yeah, me too. I totally agree. Lon Harris, John Harris is kind of the weaker partner, but they are a fun team, especially being real life brothers. They have good chemistry, and they always know how to talk. But you're right, man. It's always that what if, man. Because I think you're absolutely right. If him and JT were together, man, they would have been doing some damage. You know,
I think they would have cleared the table. I think they would have won the Anarchy tournament. I
Yep.
genuinely do. I think really their only challenge would have been who's the boss, and I do think they actually would have taken who's the boss. But that's just my speculation. We'll never really know how that works. But now moving on to the Friday's match, it was a clash of two players who definitely have shown that they know their stuff. Mark Riley versus Drew McWeeny, former champ versus the former team champ. And this was a clash of the Titans here. But first round might not show it as much as maybe you think. Oh, I should say there was a little cutscene at the beginning with Robert Meyer Burnett and Andrew Guy kind of talking to each other. A little funny line about Robert liking to burn things. And yeah, just showing more of that kind of great manic back and forth energy and how entertaining they are going to be together. But end of round one, excuse me. Mark Riley was at 5 points, whereas Drew McWeeny got a perfect round in round one with 5-9. Haven, what do you think of everything leading up to the first round?
Yeah, man, it was great seeing both of these guys. Well, I'm not the players as for the match yet because both of those guys are great. But just in the very beginning, man, you see the parking lot, outside the building, and you see like guy like waiting behind. I don't know, was he behind the dumpster? Like that dude just popped up. Robert Meyer Burnett, and he's like, "Hey man, I've been waiting here all the time. They won't let me in the building." He's like, "Don't worry, man. I got a plan. We're gonna fix this. I got you." He's like, if anything, I'll burn this place down. I thought that interaction was really well. And then Drew McWeeny, man, he's I like his demeanor. He just wants to play.
Yeah. Never told you.
He does.
How do you like to burn down? Just that was great. Both scenes were great. Just mostly, especially with how they just all three of them in the same room and just banter with them is just enough said with that. And getting into the match, I'm kind of doing what I can here before it overheats on me again.
Yep.
Getting into the match itself, McWeeny did have a good starting run, and then those steals in the second round. I don't know if we got to that yet.
No, we haven't gotten to the second round yet. But if you want to go ahead and talk about it, you can.
I'm sorry if I'm screwing up the format here. With
it's all right. It's all right.
Go ahead, bro.
But yeah, that steal was pretty good. I can vaguely with remembering the darn questions, and between this overheating, it's sorry if I'm not being as much help to this program right now.
It's all right. It's all good.
Yeah. But yeah. So speaking of which, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why
it was a steal. Or?
Yeah. So speaking of Riley and all that, rest in peace, Cal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was sad.
So sad.
Really sad.
But yeah, that second round steal was good. We want to get in the third round?
We're still kind of getting to second round because we just talked about the first round. So
I'm jumping again.
Yeah, it's fine. First round, Riley of course got scores second round, excuse me. End of first round, they were 5-9. Drew McWeeny getting a perfect round. I think maybe I'm wrong, but he's like one of the only people, if not the only, to get a perfect round and lose.
I think so.
Yeah.
The tag team, in singles probably.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about singles because in a tag team match, it's kind of easier because that's very rare for both players to get a perfect round and lose. I don't think that's ever happened in a tag team match. where both players have gotten a perfect round. But I'm talking about in singles, I think it's very rare that a player has gotten a perfect round and then lost their match. But it is possible that it has happened before, but I'm guessing it's quite rare that it does happen. Riley got his strengths of scores and soundtracks, which he got 5 points there out of a possible 8. McWeeny getting a steal in there, leaving the score 10-10. McWeeny goes up and gets Samuel L. Jackson, making his score 15-12. Yeah, 15-12 with McWeeny in the lead. Riley did get a 2-point steal in there, but very competitive match, very back and forth. But McWeeny did have that 3-point lead, which Riley was able to capitalize on in round 3. Haven, what were your thoughts on round 2?
I thought round 2 was good. You know, it was, scores and soundtracks is Riley's bread and butter. So he was happy with that. He did well. McQueenie did well on his also. I forget what he had. He had Samuel. Yeah, he had Samuel L. Jackson. He missed one of the questions. I think it might have been question 2 or 3, and Riley was able to capitalize on a steal. It was what movie that he played a federal agent or something like, I forget what it was, and it was the other guys. That was the answer, so Riley was able to get that steal on that. So yeah, round 2 was closer than I thought, especially with Riley coming in trailing by 5 points. It got a lot closer than I thought it was going to be at the end of round 2.
Yeah, it was a good round 2. Going on now to round 3. Round 3 started off with Riley being asked the question in the category of Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz stars alongside Julie Roberts and Dermot Mulroney. That's a hard name to pronounce. In what 90s film? He got that right with My Best Friend's Wedding. Then he goes for his question 2 in the category of dramas. In the fantasy drama The Shape of Water, who plays Eliza's best friend and fellow custodian Zelda? Riley got this right and wrong because Riley said Olivia Spencer, which was a mistake. Her name is Octavia Spencer. What?
Yep, Octavia Spencer.
Yeah, Octavia Spencer is her name. So he knew who the question was talking about. He just couldn't quite get her name right. And then it goes over to question number 3, the 5-pointer. The end of the Burbs, what is in the trunk of the Klopex car? And he did get that right, which I also knew because I love the Burbs. And the category is human. The question is human bones. So then it's up to McWeeny to answer his what?
His 3-pointer.
Yeah, at least his. Well, he's got to answer at least his 5-pointer or his 2 and his 3. But it goes up to him first for his 2-pointer, who plays Billy Bean's assistant general manager, Peter Brand, in Moneyball. And he said Philip Seymour Hoffman, but the correct answer was Jonah Hill. And then the question was, who directed and starred in the 2006 spy drama The Good Shepherd? He didn't get that right with Robert De Niro. He got that one correct. And then the next one was in 1991's Beauty and the Beast, what character disguised himself as a snowman? I gotta admit, I consider myself a pretty good pro at animation. I had no memory of this question or this scene when LeFou is a snowman. But apparently it did happen, but I had absolutely no memory, and Drew did not get it right, and Riley won the match. And then at the end there, Robert Meyer Burnett came in and said, Drew, hey, I want you to join our faction with me and Guy. And I guess Drew and Drew are going to be a team, and that's going to be pretty intense. Ty, since you're back, thoughts on the match in general and that announcement of the faction?
I don't even know what the name of the faction actually is, to be honest. I don't
think they have named
it. They don't have a name yet.
But I'm not sure about calling it an action faction right now. To me, I'm still bitter from Spectacular a little bit. That's why I promote #Action Mullet shirt. Team Bateman in front, and then Guy in the back. That's my motto. That's how I am about it. But yeah, I'm not against this, and I think I think even Keith Cornell said this best in his D2A reaction, and that was that that's that we could have had this team initially to begin with Anarchy, and we never did, and now we're finally seeing it happen, essentially. Yeah. Especially after what happened when the Shire was winning that match against Sick in the Head. But as far as the match, I mean, I enjoyed the match overall. I was kind of, especially even though, it's pre-taped before it happened with Cal, but it was just nice to see, Riley win it, after what happened. So that was nice in and of itself. Even though I kind of would have liked McWeeny to have won anyway, given his luck in that last half of the year since the breakup with Above the Line. So who knows if maybe this does light a fire under him, and him joining Guy could light a fire under him in a way that happened with Riley, as showcased here in this match as well, in some cases. So overall, both matches I liked. I may have liked the team match more than the singles match, but I enjoyed both, and I thought it was a good start to the pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah. Just in case you end up being kicked out of the stream accidentally by your overheating phone, do you want to plug anything before, just in case that happens again? What? Haven, do you want to mute your phone? Haven?
What's up?
Haven, you want to mute? I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can find me on at Random Rock and Roll Wrestling Reviews. There's the Facebook page. You can find it, and then there's the channel. I mostly talk movies, music.
And it happened. Okay, yep. So yeah, Random Rock Reviews, and check him out on there. I do think his phone overheated again, so I'm glad we got that in. We're glad we got his thoughts in there. Thank you, Ty, for being on. But yeah, so as far as my thoughts on round three was a very entertaining match. Or it was an entertaining end to the match, because it was just round three was what made the round, because Riley, he still struggled with that second question with the Olivia Spencer, but he got his 5-pointer, and Drew just did not know his very, very tough 5-pointer, and that was really what changed the game, and it was just a tougher match there, and he also didn't know that Moneyball question. I think those two things really broke the game for him, which is sad because he did get that perfect round there. So that's what I love about the Schmoedown, because you never know what's going to happen. You can see by like the beginning of that first round, you can say, oh, well, clearly Drew's going to win, but you never know what's going to happen. That lead just kept shrinking and shrinking and shrinking until it was up to that 5-pointer, and whenever it's up to the 5-pointer, that's always the most dangerous situation, because the 5-pointer can always end up messing with you. Even what were your thoughts on round 3 in the match?
These two guys are so good that I didn't really know who to pick. We all learned the tragedy that happened with Kyle, so a lot of people were very respectful in the comments. Just saying R.I.P. Kyle. Kyle or Kale.
Cal.
Now, yeah, this is Superman's dog's name, yeah. And I was just like,
Superman's dog is named Crypto.
Yeah, that's right.
Superman himself is Kal-El.
Yep. It was since Mark Riley, he's a fan favorite, and Drew McQueenie is to an extent. It was impressive to see Mark Riley join the 10 club, get 10 wins. But man, I just felt bad for Drew McQueenie, because he got a perfect round 1. He did okay in round 2, and then round 3. You're right, man. That 5-point question stumped me. I was just like, wait, what? I was like, because I was thinking maybe the candle. I'm like, I was like, in the village, I don't remember seeing snow in their village, you know, when they were tracking to the castle, then you seen the snow, and then the snow had, you know, there was a lot of snow around the castle. So I'm like, when did he, you know, be a snowman? I'm like, was it during the fight? Maybe he fell out the window and then, like, you know, hit a tree and then snow fell on him, so he looked like a snowman. Because I'm like, just like you, I'm like, I don't remember that, you know. And I was like, because they said the animated, not the live action one, right? So I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm like, man, I was like, I had no idea. So for him to lose that, man, and, you know, for him to be as good as he is with a record of 4-5, it's just, I was just bewildered at that. And, you know, you could tell that he was just, he's a little fed up, you know, because, you know, he said it during his interview before Robert Meyer Burnett showed up. He's like, you know, I don't know what's got to change. He's like, you know, this is weird. He's like, I don't understand it. He's like, you know, I start off so strong, and, you know, for the math doesn't seem like it adds up. You know, he's like, I lost, you know. And then, of course, Robert Meyer Burnett shows up, and Jen Sturger's like hesitant. Jen Sturger's hesitant to give him the. And both of those guys are giants, you know, compared to Jen. You know, she's a small girl. So, you know, Robert Meyer Burnett put the deal out to him, man. You know, it reminds me of when Hulk Hogan and Macho Man first became the mega powers, you know. Meyer Burnett extended the hand, said, come on, man, you got to join God. You know, that's what you need. You need God, he needs you. And then you seen Drew McQueen, he's like hesitant, and then he shook the hand, man. So that's gonna be cool, man. We're gonna have some good stuff looking forward to this season. And of course, Jen, you know, with the classic line, like, Christian, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Back to you. You know, so It was like both of these matches were great, man. You know, all three of these matches to start the season have been, you know, all three of the videos, I should say, not the matches, because we had 2 matches start off the official season. It's been amazing. You know, I can't wait for next week.
Yeah. Ty, anything to add?
Well, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that whole thing. I don't know about. Also, I don't know if I want to hear McWeeny call Jen Jessica just yet, though. but well, that comes with the territory, so be it. But
Yep. Hey, T-Man, I got that same shirt, brother. Sweet.
Oh yes, I actually got this when Man of Steel actually had come out that weekend, and wound up seeing it like within that same. Wound up being a weekday night when I saw that one. So
nice.
Yeah, but also, I'm looking forward to the next match, which will be the Inner Geekdom match, I guess, for the #1 contendership to go against Kalinowski for Rick Cush and Slavic. I'm probably going to get butchered in the comments for that. But yeah, that match is going to be nice. I'm trying to remember what the next singles match is supposed to be. But I don't know. But looking forward to that regardless. Schmoedown.
All right.
That was Ty.
Hey, quick question, Little Boat. Who do you think is going to be the next one recruited by Robert Meyer Burnett? I'm thinking, how do you pronounce his last name? Donavic?
Donovic.
Yeah, the tall guy that was down with that kind of was kind of
Donica,
with Ken.
That's what his name is. Mark
Yeah.
Donica, that's his name. Now,
I think that he should be the next one recruited. I think he should be recruited by Robert Meyer Burnett because
he's with Ken, but he could be recruited by that.
Ken kind of left him high and dry when he went to Corruption.
Well, to be fair, he was assigned via Anarchy, but yeah, I don't know what Donica is doing. I think 2 people that could be recruited: JTE and Paul Oyama. Paul Oyama is
I don't know about the new guy.
Schmoedown, and he
but we don't
playing a heel, so it's totally possible that they could be recruited.
It depends. We don't know if he's going to play a heel or face. We got to see his first match.
Yes, but if we look at his history, he is very good at playing the heel. So it is possible that he.
I just don't know about a new guy being recruited just yet because you've seen the backlash that happened with
Chance, though.
Yeah, and you've seen the backlash with him. You know, people just like
backlash. There was a backlash.
Yeah, people are overrated. Well, you don't remember that?
Of a joke. That's kayfabe. That wasn't real. That was Bibiani doing some kayfabe.
I'm just saying, you know, it was backlash. People just.
I mean, that was backlash within the story, though. Overrated was.
Yeah. But you know, so I don't know about a new person. I would like, you know, who. I want to see a female join this team, man. You know, and there's one female out there that that's, you know, she's not a part of any factions anymore. So, you know, I'm thinking Brianna Chandler. Yeah, I'm thinking Brianna Chandler.
Do we know if she's a face or a heel or what she is? Because I thought she had a storyline going somewhere with like at the end of the Spectacular, and then it just didn't go anywhere. Nothing really happened.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That maybe she could, you know, maybe she could turn heel.
I don't know what's going on with Brianna Chandler because it seemed like they were kind of building up to something. I thought Brianne was going to end up being the mastermind of everything, but that ended up just not happening. And I don't really know what her like whole unionize the Schmoedown thing and all of that. It just kind of all went away, and it didn't really make any sense. You know, Brienne's a great player, and I think she said she's kind of stepping away from competing, though. Who knows? But I don't know if we'll actually see her make a comeback or what will happen. I think, honestly, somebody who could join Stacey Howard. Now, hear me out here. I know she's with the Viper Squad. I know. But you've got this storyline going on where Jay is really focusing all of his attention on Janine and Ethan. You know, what is he really doing for Stacey right now?
Yeah.
And that's where you could be like, Stacey's so upset that like you're focusing all your attention on Ethan and all your attention on Janine. You got all your attention on them. What am I here for? What am I doing? You're not helping me at all. I don't have a teammate. So she goes over to join. I believe Robert Meyer Burnett said the new guy order. Is that what I feel like that might be what they're calling it, or maybe that was just a name.
I'm not sure what they're gonna call the faction at the moment because they never really said a name. Because right now
they did say new guy order.
Okay, that could be it.
Could be the name, but I'm not sure if that was just the faction name or just something that Robert Meyer Burnett said. Because there are those T-shirts that say new guy order.
Yeah, it really depends on if they do go stable route. Well, I guess they are stable because you know he'll be the manager.
No, they are a faction.
Yeah, but you know it depends if Robert's going to play. He might just be the manager, you know. And if there are only two guys, I mean, they're still a stable, but they're technically a tag team with just a manager with them until they add somebody else in. You know, then you know I'll start seeing it more as a stable than just a tag team with a manager. Because like Bobby Gucci, you know, he's the manager, you know, but they're a team when it comes to who's the boss, you know. They're not really a stable, you know. I get, you know, I mean, wrestling terms, they would be considered a tag team, not a stable. Unless all the players are competing, then that makes it a stable. And unless you have more than two, if you have more than two people, then that's a stable, you know. So right now, it's kind of more of a team right now, and with a manager, you know, so we have to see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is... Oh, Ty is back. Ty is back. Okay, Ty, quickly, do you have anything to add?
Clickbait. That one's for Collider fans, if they're even also Schmoedown fans. But anyway, I will have my revenge phone.
All right, anything quickly to add before we take us home and wrap up the show?
I can't exactly think of too much at the moment.
Okay. Well, unless you have anything to say, what? Oh, okay. This has been Schmoedown All Access, and we're going to quickly go around the world to see where we can find our competitors. Ty, I know you did give your plug a little bit, but if you want to kind of finish that, you can.
Well, that was my channel. I also do music reviews, and sometimes Schmoedown Rocks, which is kind of my little thing. I don't know if I'm going to do it this week because of this, but something tells me I may have to, given all the shenanigans of this phone. And yeah, we'll see. If it's up, it's up, and we'll see where it goes from there. And didn't get to see any movies. Could have, but didn't.
All right. All right, well, Haven, you want to plug?
Yeah, sure, of course. It was fun to be here today. Yeah, we had a bunch of technical difficulties, but we still made it through. I thought it was really good, especially with the 2 matches we had to talk about. You know, they were both great matches, you know, thanks to the Schmoedown. But yeah, of course, you can find me on Facebook at Jack of All Trivia, you know, and that's how we become friends and all that good stuff. And of course, you can find me on YouTube at Jack of All Trivia.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can find me hosting Schmoedown All Access Playing Trivia, my new podcast, Burns in the Boat, man, on the Jason Murray channel. That's a whole lot of fun. Me and my buddy Jay Burns talk about different movie-related topics. We talked about the Oscar nominations. We talked about the top 10 animated movies. This has been Schmoedown All Access. Check out Jack of All Trivia on the Jack of All Trivia channel. As Haven said, I was talking really fast because this is the end of the show. I got to get going. Okay, bye.